Hello, everybody. Jesse here from Jess-Inspired. You guys are very much welcome to my channel where we discuss all things web dev. And if this is your first time, also, I want to welcome you specially, okay? Now, speaking of web dev, this is the first video of my Django series, okay? So I find Django to really be an interesting framework, a Python web framework that enables you build lots of complex things as quickly as possible out of the box. And don't just take my word for it. The official Django tagline says it's the web framework for perfectionists with deadlines. Think about that. So it's designed to help you build things, complex things, as fast as possible because it has lots of built-in features for authentication, for authorizations, things that should naturally take your time, which are somewhat routine. Django makes that process very seamless by the built-in features. And I've used this firsthand to build a couple of projects. I've used it to build for a company. I've used it to build a startup, and I can tell you it's something worth learning. So yeah, so much for a pep talk. Let me just show you how to set it up. So guys, I'm currently in VS Code, and the first thing you want to do is to set up a virtual environment. Now, to manage my Python versions, I'm using PyEnv, and to manage my virtual environments, I'm using virtual env. Now, this is just a personal preference. I know there are a bunch of others out there, but I like this one. It's just a personal preference. The whole idea is to set up a virtual environment. And if you don't know how to install this and set this up, and you'd like to see me do a video on it, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. But this video is centered on Django, so I'm not going to be going through all that right now. Next, I'm going to go ahead and set up or specify the Python version, but I want to use the Python version that the system is using. So I'm just going to type in the system keyword, okay, to use the same Python version that the system is using. Then next, you want to specify the name of the virtual environment, which is Django project in our case. All right, then go ahead and hit enter. So as you can see, the virtual environment has been created. So just if you want to check, good, type in pym versions. It tells you that I have the Django project virtual environment. So to activate it, I'm just going to type in pyenv activate Django project, just like that. Hit enter. As you can see, guys, I have the Django project virtual environment activated. So now we're going to install Django proper. And to do that, I'm just simply going to type in pip install Django, just like that. And then it goes ahead to install Django. So if you successfully install Django, you should be able to check the version by simply typing in Django admin version, just like this. And it tells us I have 5.2, which is the latest Django version at the time of this release. Next, we want to move to the fun stuff, okay, which is starting out a new Django project. But before I get on, I just feel like I need to do a little recap, okay? So initially, we started out by setting up a virtual environment. Next, we install the Django framework in that virtual environment. And right now, we want to start a new Django project, okay? So before I run the next command, notice that if I do an ls, you notice that I don't have anything or any directory in this Django series directory, okay? It's actually empty. But I'm going to run this command Django admin start project, okay? And the name of the project would be base. It's just a name I like, okay? And I'm using an underscore before the name. Now, basically, you could use anything right here. You could call it my first Django project, what have you, but I'm going to be using underscore base as the name of the project. And the underscore here, like I told you, is just a personal preference from experience. And I will tell you why I like to use this. But check this out, guys. If I hit enter and then I do an ls, notice that I have a new directory in my Django series directory, which is the same as this base. So what the Django admin start project command actually did was that it initialized a new Django project, which basically is just a structured directory with all the essential files you would need to run your Django app. So if I go over to the base directory which was created, you notice that I have this manage.py file, and then I also have another directory, same as the name of the project, which you can see some of the essential files you need to run your Django app. So the command basically just created all these files out of the box for you. Isn't that wonderful? So now we have our Django project started. We want to cd into it, which is underscore base, and I'm going to do an ls. So check this out, guys. We have base, we have db.sqlite3, manage.py. Well, we want to concern ourselves with this file for now, but then by default, Django uses SQLite, okay? But I'm going to run this command, python3 manage.py run server, and check out what it says, guys. So it says here that we have 18 unapplied migrations, okay? And your projects may not work properly until you apply the migrations for a couple of apps that was mentioned. We have admin, auth, content types, and sessions. Now, in subsequent videos, we are going to talk about the Django project setup and structure and the whole idea of migrations, okay? But for now, it talks about 4 apps inside this project. So basically, Django projects are divided into apps. So if I go over to the base directory right here, so if I open this up and then go over to settings.py, at the section at this list installed apps, you notice that it talks about 4 apps: admin, auths, content types, and sessions, which you can see right here, okay? So each of these apps were installed into your virtual environment when Django was installed, okay? But then they got activated, they got put into your projects when you started your projects using the Django admin start projects command. Okay, now each of these are supposed to create some database tables in your project. Okay, so you need a table to store details for admin, you need a table to store details for authentication, for auth basically, for content types, and then for the sessions. Okay, so right now, in as much as your project has been started, those database tables have not been created in your SQLite database. So that's why it tells you that you need to run this command for you to apply them. So basically, when this command is executed, it's going to create the tables for you in your database. Okay, so I'm just going to do that right now. So I'm going to do python3 manage.py migrates. So you see right here that the migrations have been executed, and you can see the list down here. So I'll just go ahead right now and run the command again to run my server. All right. So it tells me, okay, I have a development server at this URL, okay? So you can just go ahead and click on open in browser, or just copy this directly and paste it into your browser. All right, so guys, as you can see right here, it tells us that the install worked successfully. Congratulations. Okay guys, so we made it. We have started officially our first Django project. Thanks for sticking around to this point. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to drop a comment, leave a like. Really, the channel needs it. And if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. And that's it from me for now. I'll see you in the next one.